The Dark Web by Sarah Jones for CIS 271 at West Liberty University. So there are three different levels of the internet. The first level is the surface web, and this is the one that we are all most familiar with. This is information found during a Google search, and it is easily accessed by the average user. The second level of the internet is the deep web. Now, this is information not accessed by the general public. This is private databases such as medical databases for doctors' offices or workplace databases for information such as for projects that companies are doing. This also includes anything with a private distinction on general websites. So like Facebook or other social media, anything with a private distinction is considered deep web because you can't find it with a general web search. The third and the deepest level of the internet is the dark web. Now this is where information is hidden intentionally, and it is not accessible on a standard browser. You have to download a specific browser, and the most popular one is called Tor. Tor stands for the onion router. And this is because when you peel apart an onion to get to this, you have to peel it apart to get to the center. And like the dark web, you have to peel it apart to get to what you want. First, to be able to access the dark web, you have to go to use a general web browser to search for Tor. Then you must download the Tor web browser. Once it is downloaded, it takes a little bit of time to establish a connection. But once it's connected, you are able to browse all parts of the dark web anonymously. Now, there are legal uses for the dark web. This would be anyone that's working in a high-profile job or industries. These would be people that are considered whistleblowers for their company. This tips off people of illegal or criminal activity going on within a company, or undercover agents as they can communicate with their job back home. This is also useful for communication for individuals living in totalitarian regimes. This allows us in the outside world to understand what is going on in those countries so that we might be able to help them in the future. Now there are illegal uses, and this is the most popular way to use the dark web, is the cyber criminal activity. You can purchase anything from hitmen to drugs to pornography from this. And the number one most purchased item is weed. And the second would be online gaming accounts that have been stolen. Now, law enforcement have been trying to control the cyber criminal activity. However, because it is so large and so expansive, they cannot control, nor do they have the time and resources to do so. Now, you might be wondering, is it even legal to get on to the dark web? But it is. The Supreme Court ruled it was legal, and they cited that this is so under the First Amendment right to speech, the right to freedom of speech. Okay. The reason that we're familiar with the dark web is thanks to the Silk Road. It was founded in 2011 by Robert Ulbricht, better known as Dread Pirate Roberts. Now, the Silk Road was very well known for the trading of illegal drugs, and the drug trading alone generated $22 million a year since it was started. It was shut down in 2016 after being able to lead the search back to Robert Ulbricht. So if you are using the internet, please be aware of cyber safety and cybersecurity, and especially if you do decide to get on the dark web, one wrong click could mean a lot of trouble for you. But it is a great way to remain anonymous.